Good evening. My name is Joel McCrae, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Thank you so much, and good evening, friends. Welcome to another edition of I've Got a Secret. Without further delay, let's meet the members of our sterling panel. They are, of course, Bill Cullen, and Betsy Palmer, and Henry Morgan, and Bess Myerson. Now, is our sterling panel ready to play our sterling game?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's then welcome our first contestant. Would you come in, please, sir? Now, sir, will you shout to our panel your name and where you are from?
My name is David Shepard, and I'm from Washington, D.C.
Mr. Shepard. He is from Washington, D.C. Now, Mr. Shepard has a secret, and we will show it to you. Here we go. Panel, with your keen eyes, you have no doubt noticed that there is a typewriter on the stage. And Henry, since you are the fastest typist of our panel, and as I told you before we went on the air that you would be required to do some typing tonight, I would like you to have you go sit at the typewriter, if you will. Do not touch the typewriter until so requested. Now, Henry, once we start our questioning, we will ask you to start typing on any given subject. It doesn't matter, whatever comes into your head. Just continue typing throughout the game. The sentences need not be related, just so long as you keep on typing. All right? Now, by the way, the typewriter is set for all capital letters and double spacing. Please keep it that way. All right, the clue concerns something that Mr. Shepard, invented. We'll start the questioning.
Doctor, not a doctor.
No, I'm not a doctor.
Matter of fact, he isn't. Aha! Oh,
He's not a doctor?
no, he's not.
When do I start?
We'll start the questioning with Bess Myers.
Something what, though?
We were so busy all
Wait, is something?
Something he invented.
He invented Henry.
Does it have anything to... He didn't invent Henry. Somebody else was responsible for that. But, Mr. Shepard, I'm sorry, does it have something to do with the typewriter?
Only indirectly.
Indirectly. Is it important to know if there is another object involved besides the typewriter?
Yes, it is.
There is. Is it an inanimate object?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. Is it similar to the typewriter? Does it look like the typewriter?
No, it does not.
Is it...
$20 down, $60 to go, and we go, please, to Bill Cullen.
Mr. Shepard, did the thing you invented, is it that thing backstage making all the noise?
Yes, it is.
Is it a serious type thing or a tongue-in-cheek type thing?
No, it's very serious.
Quite serious, yes.
Is it like an analyzer of a type?
Yes.
Will it analyze the things that Henry is typing out?
Yes, it will.
There's more? I thought that was
Yes.
pretty good. Will it analyze them? Would it help me to know how it will analyze, or in what way it will analyze Henry's thoughts?
Yes, somewhat.
All right, $40 down, $40 to go. The last $40 will be completely riding on the shoulders of Miss Betsy Palmer.
Yeah.
What a ride.
Well, what a ride. Shame on you. This has to do... Is it something like an IBM machine?
It's something like an IBM
Will this
machine.
measure,
It's something
Henry?
like an IBM machine, except to Mr. Shepard, that IBM is a dirty
Naughty
word.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shepard. Well, is it Remington? Is something
No,
like that?
Our
No.
company is Farrington.
Oh,
Farrington.
good.
Good, that's good. Will this measure Henry's IQ in any way?
Well, it might in an indirect way.
Anyway,
I doubt if the machine has been invented yet that can so do. All right, and so we've blown the complete $80. Panel, you have gone down to defeat. Now, first of all, let us ask Henry to stop typing. Henry, I will relieve you of the piece of paper which you have. I'll ask you to take the chair back behind your desk. I'll take the typewriter back here. To clear the stage for better pictures. Now, Henry, we asked you to type something because Mr. Shepard's secret is he invented a machine that can read what you typed. Mr. Shepard is Vice President in charge of Research and Development for the Farrington Manufacturing Company. The noise you have been hearing backstage is the machine that we borrowed from the Air Research and Development Command of the Air Force. Now, what is the purpose of this machine, sir?
Well, the purpose of this machine is to eliminate the necessity of somebody typing information into punched cards. The machine can read in the same manner as the human eye does and do the whole operation of punching this information automatically.
And the machine reads a great deal, or reproduces these typewritten pages a great deal faster than humans
Yes, this
can do.
machine is operating at 200 characters per second, as you will see it.
As opposed to how many characters per second for a human?
On the order of 3 to 7, depending on how well they do.
3 to 7 as opposed to a ratio of 250 per second. All right, let's open the curtain and take a look at the machine. We'll try to see how it operates. Here we go. Oops. Would you first introduce us to your colleague, sir?
My colleague is Howard Silsby, who was project engineer on this development. Very more like you meet.
Nice to see you. Now, first, let's get Cass Gaylord and his camera in here because we want to, even if we do get a camera on screen, we want to first have you talk us through before we give an actual demonstration.
Right. Well, this spot of light that you see here is actually what performs the reading operation. An image is taken of the paper as it goes through, and the information is sent over to the computer portion of the equipment where the information is analyzed, and then the information is sent out here to this punch tape, which, as I said before, comes out at 240 characters per second.
That tape is then fed into this flexor writer, which will give you an exactly duplicate copy of what Henry has already typed out. Now, here we have what Henry has written. Let's put it through the Farrington machine, and we'll find out what Henry had on his mind tonight as we sat there so blithely. Here we go.
Okay, Howard, turn on, please. Now, in a moment, you'll see the paper come in, and the machine will be lining up on the first line. Then it will start reading the line, and after a little while, you'll see the tape coming out over here on the other side. We've got a lot of periods in here, I can see. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it. Anyway, as you see, the information is being punched over here out of this punch, which operates at that speed. Now, the information has already gone through, and at this point, Howard will take the tape and put it into the flexor writer here, and we'll see what
Henry had on his mind?
Right.
All right, now you will see an exact reproduction. Let's get Henry's copy out here. This is what was fed into the machine. Can we get that, fellas? Here we go. He's not a doctor. Boy, is this a silly show. She's a pretty girl. A little too tall for me, but very pretty just the same. I wonder if this thing is connected to something which will blow up a bridge. In which case, we will all go together. If it can analyze, I'm a little ahead of you. If it can analyze this junk, it must be one heck of a machine. All right, let's cut it off. Pretty fascinating. Now, Mr. Shepard, what is the current usage of the Farrington machine?
Well, the 27 machines we presently have in commercial operation are all in accounting operations. But we're working on some things which are perhaps a little more interesting than that. For example, language translation is one of the applications of the machine.
You mean if you put a copy of something in English that the machine can translate it into Russian, let us say?
Essentially, it performs a big part of that operation, although it's not the entire operation.
Wow.
But then mail sorting is another application. Possibly you've heard about this. In any event, we can read real mail and sort it into pockets according to destinations of cities that it might be going to.
In other words, the machine can read where it says on the letter Boston and throws it into the Boston
into
bin,
the Boston pocket, that's right.
Well, friends, pretty soon we'll all be out of work. That's the way it goes. I want to thank you very much, sir, for it's been a fascinating evening talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much indeed for your demonstration. Thank you, Farrington, folks. Now, panel, will you kindly hie yourselves to the soundproof room? Don't take your blindfolds with you. You won't need them. We'll call you back very swiftly, so be on your tippy toes. Okay? Now it is time to meet our special guest for the evening, the star of his own television series, On Wednesday nights, unfortunately, on another network, the name of his show is Wichita Town. Here is Joel McCrae. Joel, I understand that your son Jody appears in Wichita Town with you.
Yep.
Do you enjoy working with him?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Did Jody come with you to New York?
No.
No. He's still filming out on the coast.
Yep.
Well, Joel, we have 4 very literate, sophisticated city slickers over here on our panel, and they're all articulate, and they're noted for their ability to extemporize to the point of verbosity on any given subject. They're a bunch of windbags.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, Joel has an idea that will help him prove that cowboy actors can talk just as much as the windbags on our panel. And the way we'll prove it is for Joel's secret to be that his answers will be precisely as long as the panel's questions. Are you game, Joel?
Yep.
All right. Now, will you tell your audience about your secret?
Yep.
It's about talking, right?
It's about talking.
All right. Let me get back here. Will you open the curtains, please? Here we go. Now, here we have 2 clocks. 1 clock represents Mr. McCrae. 1 clock represents the panel. We have here an extension cord controlling each clock. Now, let us say that when the panelist asks Mr. McCrae a question, I will punch the button as the panel starts to talk. Let us... Oh, fellas. Isn't this interesting? Fellas. Oh, I got the wrong button. He was moving, and I thought it was the panel. And good night. You get the idea. Now let me bring the other one up here. We'll get them both even. There we go. You catch on, don't you? No?
And
Forget it.
my secret is that my answers will be exactly as long as their questions, right?
That's right. We will time it by the clock. Close the curtains, please, and send the panel back in. Quickly close the curtains before the panel arrives. Oh, Rennie, I hope you understood that. It will become increasingly clear as the questioning wears on. You all know Joel McCrae, I do trust.
Yes.
If you don't,
Yes.
you do now. I'm going to have to ask you to put your blindfolds on, please, if you will.
Check it.
Okay? I will tell you that Joel's secret concerns something he will be doing. Okay? Something he will be doing. And we'll start the questioning with, we have to wait for a minute for one small chore to be performed. Fellers, here we go. We'll start the questioning with Bill Cullen.
The small chore was the opening of the curtain, I gather. Mr. McCrae, the thing you're going to be doing, does it have anything to do with something behind that curtain? No longer behind it, but it was behind it.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that, no. No, I wouldn't exactly say that.
Oh. Well, that's certainly fair. Is the thing, Joel, you're going to be doing a physical thing?
Yes, I'd say it's a physical thing. Mm-hmm.
Is it going to have any effect on any of us, the 4 of us?
You mean the entire panel?
Or any of the panel at all?
Well, it could have, and then again, on the other hand, it might not have. That kind of depends on how you work it.
Your answers are better than my questions, Joel, I'll tell you. I hear a noise over there that seems to be coming from you, and I assume you're still in your original seat. Does that noise have just a little clicking sound? Does that have anything to do with it? Snapping sound, sort of.
Well, yes, I guess you could say it affects it, but still it doesn't have anything really to do with it.
Joel, you should be a politician, you know? You should run for office with
If
answers like that.
the clicking sound that you hear over here has a direct bearing, although the clicking sound is not the secret within itself. So we've lost $20. We go $60 to Betsy Palmer, please.
Joel, is this something that is going to affect any of us on this stage tonight physically?
Well,
Take it, Stan.
I hope that it won't affect you in any way that would bother you.
Joel, are you reading something? I mean, after we ask a question, your answers do sound as though you're reading them. somehow from something we say. I don't know. Really, no, it's terribly confusing. It sounds as though you're picking your fingernails and trying to make something. You know how you snap your fingernails? Well, you're not answering me at all.
Well, you didn't give me a chance. But I'll answer you now. No, I'm not reading anything, although in spite of the fact that I usually have dialogue written for me, and in this instance I don't, I still am not reading it, because, you see, if I read it, it would take hours, and the whole thing would be over, and you'd dissolve out.
With motion picture lingo, you dissolve out. $40 down and $40 to go, and we go, please, to... yes, Betsy, what did you want to
May
ask?
we take off our blindfolds, Bill and I?
Yes, Bill. Yes, you and Bill may take off your blindfolds if you don't tip off the rest of the family. Come on, Bill, come out and play. That's a good kid. Now let's go to Henry Morgan.
Well, I was thinking of asking a question, but I don't know. On the other hand, it might be better not to say anything at all and just to see the way things are going. But, of course, I realize that in a program of this kind, it's probably better just to go right ahead and ask the question and stop beating around the bush. Take a side, take another side, something of this sort. I'm just as soon...
Do you have a rebuttal to that?
First of all, Henry, let me tell you that I think your question is very pertinent, and I think that while it may take me a little time to answer it, still that I won't be stuck. In other words, I won't be the way they say most of us Western stars are.
That's my boy. That's my boy. And so we go to the lone stranger down at the end there, Bess
Yes, I
Myerson,
sure
the only
feel
one with
that
her
way.
blindfold left on.
May I ask you a question, sir? Why did you take the trouble to answer Henry Morgan?
Well, he gets so much money we couldn't afford to ignore him.
I see. But did the fact that you did take the time to answer Henry have something to do with your secret?
Well, yes, I guess so. I guess so, but still, I wouldn't want to definitely commit myself.
I see, but...
$80 down, and the game is over. Bess, have you got any idea what we're doing? Huh?
Well, he's been timing each of us.
Well, we all know the legend, which says that the Western star can only say yup and nope, yup and nope. So we had this one representing the panel. As long as you were asking a question, I ran your clock. When you stopped, I stopped. Joel McCrae then had to answer you with precisely the same amount of dialogue, like so. It's tough to do. Try it sometime and make it come out easy.
Very well.
Joel, do you suppose we proved your point?
Yep.
The questions didn't really give you much trouble, did they?
No.
Well, listen, after the show tonight, why don't you and I get together and just bat the breeze around?
Oh, gee, I'd love to, Henry, but my voice is so tired, you know. I'm not used to talking so much.
Well, here, you take this with you, and above all our thanks, our regards to Jody and your beautiful wife.
Thank you, Jack.
Joel McCrae. Oh, well, all righty, you're back already. Well, then let's have our next contestant, please. If you'll come in, sir. Now, gentlemen, I'm going to ask each of you to give us your name and the name of the town in which you live. We'll start with you, Doctor.
Dr. Bright, Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. Bright.
I'm Dr. Halstead, Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. Halstead.
I'm Dr. Triffin from Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. Triffin.
Dr. Snyder from Waynesville, Ohio.
Dr. Snyder.
Dr. Kuhn from Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. Kuhn.
Dr. DeBach, Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. DeBach.
Dr. Shamel, Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. Schemmel.
Dr. McFall, Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. McFall. And the gentleman to my right?
Dr. Lehman, Dayton, Ohio.
Dr. Lehman. Now, these gentlemen are all dentists. Now, doctors, if you will whisper your secret to me, we will show it at the same time to our audience at home. Here we go. All right, panel, a clue to the secrets of the doctors concerns something they did. Let's start with Henry this time.
Are you doctors all connected professionally in some way?
You mean in a clinic, or do you mean just by virtue of their?
No, in some institution of some kind. No. Not the army or anything like that. No. Does your secret have anything to do with something you all did at the same time for the first time, or just at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Something that they do at the same time, yeah.
To different clients.
Clients?
No.
I mean, you weren't working on one little mouth.
Well, they had to kind of stand in line. $20 down, $60 to go. We go to Bess Myerson.
I was just thinking anybody who has a toothache in Dayton, Ohio, lots of luck. Ruts of ruck. Does this have anything to do with something other than your professional status? Yes. Would it have to do with something in the entertainment field?
Yes.
Are you known as...
All right, $40 down and $40 to go, and we go to Bill Cullen.
You're a dentist shop quartet. I mean, do you sing? No. Dance? No. Tell jokes?
No. You know what they do?
Pull teeth for jokes? An orchestra?
But they do it with drills.
With drills?
You do it with drills.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Betsy has an interesting thing. They do what?
You do it with drills. You make music with drills.
Impossible. Gentlemen, by the way, Dr. Lehman, what do you call your organization?
The Docks of Dixieland.
Isn't that great?
boy.
The Docks of
There you
Dixieland.
are, my dear.
If you gentlemen will all go and get on the stand, Dr. Lehman and I will chat until you're all set and ready to go, huh? Dr. Lehman, how did this group happen to form originally?
We had a entertainment to play for last March at a dental convention in Dayton, and the dental auxiliary wanted a band.
Uh-huh.
So we organized one, and we just happened to have a Dixieland band.
And so you kept it up after that, huh?
Right, we didn't think it would go very far, but since then we've played for a lot of luncheon club parties and society meetings. And
Well, it's remarkable not only to find a group of non-professional musicians who can get a good band together, but also that when you consider it has to be confined just to dentists. All right, why don't you go? Your trumpet, I believe, is down there under the desk, sir. Dr. Lehman, if you'll go and get ready, center stage. We will present a television first. Here, I want to get the clarinet out here and our bass. All set, then. Now, here are the Docks of Dixieland and their version of Alabama Jubilee. Stop it off.
has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Cladman production. This is John Cannon speaking.
This is Andre Baruch. In a moment, meet Pat Hingle and Alexis Smith as the Steel Hour presents The Last Autumn, next on most of these stations.